Hi everyone, hope you're doing well from wherever you are watching this channel, depending on your time zone. Now, last Sunday, William Samoei Ruto and Ruto Gachagua were in Ruai for a Sunday service. And when Gachagua got a chance to speak, this is what he said. I just want to quote him. It's like he was responding to Azimio leaders. I have seen our detractors are very concerned that we come to church every Sunday. I read the papers and they said this is your 28th Sunday service since you came to office. I want to serve them the task of counting. We will be in church for 52 Sundays every year for the next 5 years. That is Ruto Gachagua telling Azimio la Umoja. But the question is, did he understand what Azimio la Umoja was talking about when Gachagua and William Ruto set their foot in the church? But then, Bishop Antony Muheri, who is currently serving at the Nyeri Catholic Diocese, was at JKIA live. And the bishop used that opportunity to respond to Ruto Gachagua and William Samoei Ruto, because he was asked a direct question by Jeff Koinange on how Ruto Gachagua and William Ruto has been playing politics in the church. So first of all, let us check on the response from the bishop to Gachagua and William Samoei Ruto. I wouldn't want to judge him. I wouldn't want to judge his statement, but it is very good that they attend church every Sunday for the next part of their lives. Everybody, let's go to church. Let us encounter God by genuinely and honestly, and not use that platform for politics. Go to church, go to the mosque, go to pray. Have your good time, not only on Sunday, but include other days. Pray in your families, but please do not instrument faith or your worship for political reasons. That was a response from the bishop to Ruto Gachagua and William Samoei Ruto. Listen to this. But just a quick request for those who are watching and you're not subscribed, please consider subscribing. For our channel subscribers, I must say thank you so much. And again, to all our viewers, please give this video a thumbs up. Thank you, and back to this discussion. Now, the bishop understands very well exactly what William Ruto and Ruto Gachagua normally do once they step in the church. And all of you understand. So this was unsolicited advice to Gachagua and William Samoei Ruto, especially Gachagua. The truth of the matter is that when these two individuals get to the church, they normally turn the church into a political event. The truth is that Gachagua will mention the name of Raila Amolo Odinga on the altar in the church more than he will mention the name of God or Jesus, for that matter. So the main thing that takes these two individuals to the church, it is just Raila Odinga. Politics only. But if they were not in politics, I don't think if Gachagua will go to the church or William Samoei Ruto regularly the way he has been doing. You see him in Western, you see him in Mount Kenya, you see him in Rift Valley, everywhere, masquerading as Christians who have come to pray. But in the real sense, they have just come to campaign in the church. But then, some pastors have opened the altar with the two hands to William Ruto and Ruto Gachagua. So the man of God is telling them, don't use the church as an instrument for political matter. Go to church and just pray. He don't want to judge them, and we will not judge them here. We leave judgment to God. But we will say exactly what they are doing, the same way Bishop Antony Muheri has just said. So the reality is that he's actually telling them the truth to simply stop politicking in the church. This is one of the few bishops who will come out and say the truth. I know many will not, because again, they're looking for handouts from William Ruto. When he comes to a church, you know he has brought handouts. But then it's like Ruto is buying airtime in the church. He buys the pastors so that they can give him airtime to sell his politics in the church. That's why you see many pastors will focus on the money that William Ruto is bringing to the church. Give him the first privilege, give him the most respected seat in the church. Instead of the bishop, he's the one sitting on the bishop's seat. That is how we have turned the church into. But then the message is that the bishop is telling them. So the bishop is very clear. Come to the church, but focus on the prayer. Don't lecture people on how many days you have gone to the church, how many you are going to go. The question is, what do you do once you are in that church? So we know you guys, you go to the church just to politic. And the funny thing is that I think Raila is showing the direction in which we should do our politics. Because the other time I saw Raila will go to the church, after church he will go to his Jacaranda rally or Kamkunjo or whichever place he has prepared to go. For him it's not mixing. But Ruto will call for a mega rally in what we refer to as interdenomination service. Ameenda kuchangia makanisa. But then the truth is that they are mobilizing through churches, using pastors, then go and sell hatred, they go and sell division, they go and sell lies in the church, on the altar. Then at the end of the day, they start masquerading as the holier than thou in the church, more than any other individual. That is Gachagua and William Ruto. If indeed they are genuine, Moi used to go to church. For those who remember, or you can review the clips, you will see Moi never politic in the church. He literally went there. If they ask him to greet people, he will stand up and greet the church. Then if he has any political statement, he will make outside the church. That's why the media will meet him, ask any questions if they have, and he will respond to those questions. That was Moi for you. Maybe Moi will be forgiven for many things. Because at least he understood that a church is a sacred place. Sasa pia William Ruto nafasi kwa kanisa. Hapo nataka na Gachagua, nataka kumwambia yule mzee. Nataka niambie Uhuru Kenyatta mambo ya ushuru. So why do you take Uhuru Kenyatta to the church? Why do you take Raila Odinga to the church? So Gachagua should not tell us about going to the church, because we know exactly what they are going to do in that church. We don't need to count the time, how many times they are going. What we are counting is what they are doing. Not where they are going, but what they are doing there. So the good man of God is telling them, what you are doing is wrong. Just stop it. Just stop politics in the church. That is the message. And it was a clear message. So in as much Ruto will go to churches, let him sit down, listen to the Bible, then get out. You are not a pastor after all. Or if you want to become one, you go and open your church, or resign, then become one. Open your church. Then we know that Ruto is coming here to preach, or Gachagua. As simple as that. But if you are not a pastor, you just go to pray, then stick to prayers and then leave. So that is how our politicians are trying to drive this whole situation. But the bishop has told them the truth. Focus on what brought you the church, not politics. Because Ruto and Gachagua are using the church to divide the people in this country. Church is a defined place of unity. You go to church, you'll find those who support Raila and those who support the other side. But then when you go there and start selling your agenda, political agenda in the church, why do you force Christians to take your side of politics? We don't need to buy into your trajectory. Don't force Christians to follow where you want to take the direction you are going to. Because everyone has their own side. But church is the only avenue that bring Kenyans together and unite them. But Ruto and Gachagua are taking division to the church. Something that the pastor is not happy about. They want to deceive people using the church. This must stop. Because these people are even ungodly. You cannot be a president in a country where people are sleeping hungry. You can't be a president in a country where you are oppressing the poor, the widow, the widower, and of course the orphans. Then you masquerade around as a holy Christian. That is a big lie.